His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's a vomit on his beanie already. Hi, Vlad. Hope you're well. Vlad is feeling fine. Vlad is fine. Vlad is doing a great job here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for taking place in this. And Guru's army is around. They're always looking around. And I just need to share this on Discord. Uh, all right, here I am. Hello, guys. Well, I've got to spill out the facts. I've got to discuss the facts. So we are going to enjoy this. And never never in the history of this sport, it has never happened that an MMA YouTuber destroys an MMA elite level referee and the former UFC worker. But Guru is the first guy who officially did it, and I have to say that I was pretty much shocked when I've seen what happened, and I said to myself, "Is it possible? Did this guy really make the revolution, etc." But it seems they underestimated the MMA Guru, because the first time when they had that episode, they were just ranting about him like he's a random guy off the street, like he's a guy who lives in his shed, etc. And there are some things I have never understood about those company guys, and that's the fact that they believed they were dealing with just a regular guy, a normal Chad, and this is not a normal Chad. This is a guy who knows everything about the sport. This is the specialist. In MMA, and they obviously didn't expect such a level of support. But the fact that shocked me is when Dan Hardy was talking, 9 out of 10 people on his chat were beanies, and it was the livest. This is the livest community ever. This is the livest community ever. I have my own fans. I call them the Bulgarian Cowboys, futurists. But beanies are the livest. MMA Guru destroyed Hardy, and he is coming for you next, Bulgarian soy boy. Oh yeah, I'm sure, but I am friendly with the MMA Guru. But anyway, MMA Guru helped me so many times. But man, this has never happened in the history of this sport, that a YouTuber slams the door to some guy like Marc Goddard. I mean, Marc Goddard is officially the best referee in UFC. And MMA Guru found so many loopholes in his reffing. And I was sitting, rewatching those matches, and fuck, man, MMA Guru was right. Every single time MMA Guru was right. So it's awesome, just awesome. And when they were ranting about the MMA Guru, 10-7 exists, absolutely. 10-7, he slammed them with arguments. Those arguments were brutal. The MMA Guru's arguments were brutal. And for example, Kamaru Usman's shorts are higher. That is the most elite argument I have ever heard. If he wanted to criticize Marc Goddard, that was the best thing I have ever heard. And also, have you seen Dan Hardy's chat after that MMA Guru episode? 9 out of 10 beanies in the chat. Oh, we're about to find out if 10-7 exists. Well, according to the unified MMA rules, 10-7 round is a round where you knock down your opponent 3 or more times, where you totally dominate him, when you totally destroy him. So technically, in MMA rules, 10-7 rounds exist. 10-7 rounds absolutely exist, and this is 10-7 in the favor of the MMA Guru. MMA Guru really did a great job by destroying his two opponents. I know that MMA Guru likes to rant about people, etc. But I'm not a fan of this, but he had reasons for it. He really had so many great reasons for it. And to attack all those guys with super big ego, that's something I like to hear. That's something I like to hear. That's something I pretty much enjoy. And 9 out of 10 beanies in the chat are telling you that the MMA Guru did a wonderful, wonderful job. And I've never seen such a level of domination. Literally, never seen such a level of domination from a YouTuber. And when it comes to Dan Hardy, he obviously chose too strong opponent. I could have expected that people underestimate Guru. Dan should have known after the Aljo KO. Well, Aljo was asking for forgiveness, and Guru forgave Aljo, and it's all about subs. The fact is, Dan Hardy is having way more subscribers, but Guru has the livest community in the whole chat, in the whole MMA YouTube, and many people are just subbing Dan Hardy because he's a celebrity. Also, many people are subbing Michael Bisping because he's a celebrity. But if we talk about beanies versus Bisping's fans, I think beanies are having the advantage because beanies are the livest community the world has ever seen, and beanies are having so many supporters all around the globe, and I think Dan Hardy forgot about that. He underestimated the power of the MMA Juro because that was brutal, man. Yeah, Prison Mike, that was brutal. I've never seen such a domination. And the MMA Guru hooped into Dan Hardy's chat and also gave him a super chat. He wanted to play friendly games, but when you've seen so many beanies in that chat, I was like, Dan, do you even have followers? Like, you can throw the guy that he is living in the shed, etc. So what? So what, man? Does it matter? Is the only credential whether you work or don't work for the UFC? It kind of sucks, man. It's pretty much unrealistic. I know many people who have super high quality UFC 280. Oh yeah, I know so many people who work for UFC, and I know so many people who don't work for UFC but know the topic way better than the people who work for the UFC. Now, I want to say that majority of people believe that they are the best, that they are the strongest, etc. But Dan Hardy really made a big mistake by making that video with Marc Goddard because of views and then erasing that video. I would understand that he left the community button, etc. But he erased the video. What is that telling to you? When you erase the video, it means that you're a coward. It means that you don't believe that you can outsmart that guy, that you can outsmart that boy. And it seems they didn't do a good job against the MMA Guru, because the MMA Guru was definitively on point in 99% of his arguments when he was talking about that fight. He was finding some moments where Dan Hardy was making a critical mistake, where he was trying to defend Goddard. But first of all, Dan, you were a soldier. That is my message to you. You were a soldier. And my coach, Itzko, is always saying that soldiers are trained to follow the orders, like you are trained to follow the orders. But you are not trained to be the analyst. You are not trained to think. You are not trained to be the coach. So you don't even know who were you messing with. I mean, MMA Guru is a friendly guy as long as you don't touch him. When you start touching him, when you start curing your frustrations on him, the problem happens because he is going to fire back. And Marc Goddard really didn't know much about the power of the MMA Guru. He was just randomly ranting him, randomly trolling him, saying that the guy isn't inked with the UFC, that he's throwing UFC fighters, that he lives in his own shed and knows nothing about the MMA. But when it comes to the great aspect of the game, to great knowledgeable aspect of the game, Guru is like the MMA-pedia, like Wikipedia for MMA. That's the MMA Guru. Guru is like Wikipedia for MMA, and he is one of the guys. He is definitely one of the guys with the greatest knowledge of the sport. That's one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of Guru since the day one. But the point is, the MMA Guru discovered me. I didn't discover him, and I will always be grateful to the MMA Guru for everything he did for me. But I would have never expected that he would have been able to outwork, to outslash some guys. Goddard admitted in the comments that he missed the back of the head shots. He admitted that. Yeah, there were shots to the back of the head. You've seen that. Guru was also pointing out on the shots to the back of the head. As long as it touches the ear, it's not to the back of the head. But you see, when it doesn't touch the ear, when it's here, these are punches to the back of the head. And Marc Goddard had to accept that he made a mistake. Also, Dan Hardy said that he erased the video because of bullying. I mean, come on, Guru, every single YouTuber, we are getting bullied every single day. You don't even know how hard are we getting bullied, but we got used to it. That's normal for us. That's pretty much normal for us. And we believe that bullying is normal in the world of MMA, in the world of any community, because if you're getting bullied, that means you're doing a great job. If you're getting bullied, if you're getting humiliated, if you're having a hard time with fans, I mean with the opposite fans, that means you're doing a great job. And the MMA Guru defo did a great job by pointing out to some bad moves on Dan Hardy, by pointing out to the fact that if you already rant about somebody, if you already troll somebody, why are you removing a video? It just speaks about your cowardish nature. It just speaks that you're a coward. And the MMA Guru really did a wonderful, wonderful job by destroying those guys and teaching them a lesson. Because listen, you can be the greatest star in the UFC, but who gives a fuck, really? Who gives a fuck? This was 10-7 victory for the MMA Guru. Clean victory. Your souls are mine. Oh, yeah. If you're a former fighter, that doesn't mean that you know better than a guy who does analysis every single day, who lives the MMA life, and whose only concern is whether there is enough of MMA in his life. But Dan Hardy made a horrible mistake here, and Marc Goddard didn't have arguments to defend. Do you like one knee in grounded opponent is legal? Why not back of the head then? Well, when it comes to ONE FC rules, I pretty much love them. Yeah, knees to the grounded opponent are pretty much legal, and I love that. I pretty much love that. I'm a big fan of that rule. Why not back of the head then? I don't know why back of the head is not legal. That's something that kind of annoys me, that kind of irritates me. But there were shots to the back of the head, the way MMA Guru pinpointed in his post between Usman and Covington. And also Marc Goddard didn't let Colby Covington recover, despite he was eye-poked. You know, when the guy is eye-poked, you need to give him some time to recover. And that's Guru was pretty much on point back then. And he was heavily on point when it comes to that aspect of the game. Every single time, every single video he recorded was having a good basics. And when that guy Dan Hardy said like the guy lives in his shed, so what? The guy can live in the sewers if he wants to. Nobody gives a damn about that. The fact is knowledge. You know, Danny boy, you need to fight with your brain. And you didn't fight with your brain. You were just fighting with your ego. You were fighting with your heart. And that's not the way to defeat. Aren't back of the head shots even illegal in one? Yes, they are not legal. Shots to the back of the head are not legal. Shots to the back of the head are not legal. I think there is not a single promotion in the world that allows that. In old UFC, it was allowed, but then it was prohibited for the first 5-6 events. it was allowed, then they prohibited that rule. No, nobody allows that. It's just too violent. But that is the livest community the world has ever seen in MMA. That's definitely Guru's community. He's talking to them almost every single day. Maybe only when he's sick he's not talking to them. But it's like a job, It's really much like a job. And the MMA Guru did a wonderful performance by outsmarting these two lads. And he was just on sugar pod. Yeah, he was. He was doing excellent job. He was really doing excellent job, and he was destroying them. He was destroying all of them. That's a demolition magician, one-sided ass whooping where the MMA Guru was swinging the hammer, and when he challenged Dan Hardy to re-upload the video, then I knew what was Guru on, what was Guru's plan. Guru's plan was to see, he was just looking for victory, big victory. He was just looking for more arguments. Hello, King. He was just looking for more arguments for his victory over these two guys who were pretty much believing that they were ahead of their era. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: Marc Goddard and Dan Hardy are not futurists. My fans are futurists. We are ahead of our time. But Marc Goddard, there's no way. Marc Goddard is a company man, a man who follows the orders from the company, who can't say anything against the company. And the fact is, the MMA Guru, you know what is the funniest thing in the world? The funniest thing in the world is the fact that Dan Hardy was released from the UFC because he criticized Herb Dean to stop the fight, and he was right. You can argue for and against knees to grounded opponents, but back of the head shots are need to be illegal. True. Guru destroyed those clowns in the facts. Yeah, he destroyed them like 10-7 round. Back of the head shots are how people die. That's true. Back of the head shots can kill people, and that is something that really makes us wonder. It really makes us wonder, and it really makes us believe that we shouldn't do that. I can try to share this on Twitter. Hold on, I can try to share this on Twitter. Goddard smiled when it happened as well. Yeah, you are right. Goddard smiled. It was, these guys are having the greatest egos. I don't like people with big egos. When I make a mistake, I always accept the mistake. I can accept that I made a mistake, but also Kamaru Usman's shorts, it was on point because where is groin area, and it was not a kick to the groin. When the back of the head shots were landed, Goddard smiled. Yeah, Goddard smiled. He didn't like that coming. He wasn't much expecting that the community is going to support Guru that much, and this community gave the MMA Guru wings, and he is recognized because he has honest approach, honest opinions, and he is not a company man. Company is gonna fuck you up. Yes, that's true. Vlad is always honest with his viewers. Yes, I am. Of course, I'm honest, and I'm always honestly telling whether I think the shots to the back of the head happened or not. Or I'm always extremely honest with my opinion, which is sometimes that's bad, But I'm not a company man. I only have one sponsor, and that one sponsor is paying me. He is also paying for my trips, etc. So the guy is awesome. I only have the best words for him. He's only blackmailing me for trips. But that's the world. That's the way it works. It can't be the best in the world, but he's a great guy, a Bulgarian guy, and he used to be a former MMA fighter. But that's all I can say. And he's very much liberal. He's not a narrow-minded dumbass like majority of people who I was dealing with throughout my life. He is liberal, and he is always saying, Vlad, just make us views, just raise the proud of Bulgaria, just do a good job for Bulgaria in this community, which is the thing I'm doing right now. And I'm always honest. Keep up the good work. Hope your channel grows. Thank you so much, Christopher Crane, for this amazing super chat. Thank you for the $5. And yeah, I will try to do good work as much as I can. And I'm also previewing this. I have to say this was a 10-7 round. If 10-7 rounds exist, I really think this was a 10-7 round for the MMA guru, because he really smashed them with facts. Every single fact that he said, even when he called them out, when he said, "Come on, guys, just re-upload that video. I wanna hear what were you talking about me." He didn't say it. He didn't say it for bad intentions. You know, the MMA guru said it because he wanted. The MMA guru said it because he wanted to have good arguments. Anyone who says he wasn't biased is straight up delusional, especially that no break bullshit. How the fuck could he possibly say that after giving Usman 2 breaks? Actually mind-boggling that he tried to argue it. Well, he tried to argue it. That's the problem. He tried to argue it. Usman was having 2 breaks and Covington didn't get a single break despite the eye gouge. You know, this can't be an eye gouge. This can't be an eye gouge. But this is an eye gouge. See? Now I'm gonna show you something very, very creepy on myself. You see, this is not an eye gouge. See? This is not an eye gouge, but look at this. You see? Ouch. It starts to hurt. Ouch, my eye. You see, this is eye gouge, right? You see? See? This is eye gouge, right? Very true. Ouch, my eye hurts. But I'm trying to tell you, this was an eye gouge. You can try this on yourself. Okay, you don't trust me, fine. Try it out on yourself. And I'm not telling you to hurt yourself. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you to try it out. Just try it out. This is not an eye gouge. This is not an eye gouge. This is. Okay, I'll try it on myself. Thanks, Vlad. I'm just trying to pinpoint to the facts. Also, when I was having that argument about Jake Paul knocking out Tyron Woodley, you know, see, that's not the way to knock out somebody like this. But if you hit here, see how I daze for a second. I freeze for a second. You can also try it out on yourself. Hit yourself here, you see? There is the weak area of your chin here. If you hit yourself here, you will see that you will start to shake, especially here at this area. If you hit here, you can take that shot, but this is glass chin. When you get a shot here, it's called glass chin. And I know that because I'm training every single day. I got so many shots to the chin throughout my life. You can try it out, test it on yourself. I'm encouraging my fans always. I'm always encouraging my fans to test it out. Exactly, yeah. And I'm always telling to my fans, okay, you don't trust me, fine. You can test it on yourself. You can test it on your friends. You can see whether it works. So why would you believe me if you don't have proofs? That's normal. But you can prove it. Ouch. I just hit myself now. It feels weird. Sorry, man. But I'm telling you honestly, eye gouge hurts. And also this hit, see? You see how I freeze? Look at this. You see? See how I'm freezing. But when I hit here, see, nothing happens. Nothing. But see this. See? See how I freeze? Or here. See, I freeze. I start to crumble. I'm starting to shake. And that's something every fan should know. Because I'm trying to educate you. If you know that, nobody can fool around with you. They are going to tell you it didn't happen that way. And you are going to say, hey, I tried it on myself. What is this guy talking about? What is this guy talking about? I tried it on myself. And I've seen it didn't work, man. I've seen it didn't work. I've seen it worked. Eye gouge. Fine. Try eye gouging yourself. Try eye gouging yourself and you will see it works. You know, everybody can talk and say, yo, this, yo, that, yo, this, yo, that. Have you ever seen a YouTuber who told you, listen, guys, try hitting yourself, try eye gouging yourself, and you will see whether I'm right or not? No. And you will never see that kind of a guy. You will never see that kind of a guy because I'm trying to be honest with my fans. And honesty is the best approach. I'm going to tell you, for example, uppercut. If an uppercut hits you here, nothing is going to happen. But if it hits you here, see, here, if it hits you here, that's a problem. Here to the side, you see, that's a problem. To the side. That's a massive problem. Nobody is going to tell you this because they are hiding this from fans. They believe fans are like stupid people who don't have their own lives, etc, etc. No, you are not stupid, believe me. Unified MMA rules are available. And now I'm going to share you the link. Look at this. Unified MMA rules. Now, I'm going to give you Unified rules of mixed martial arts. Let's discuss 10-7 round because this was 10-7 round for the MMA guru. Now look at this. A 10-7 round in MMA is when a fighter completely overwhelms their opponent in effective striking and/or grappling and stoppage is warranted. A 10-7 round in MMA is a score that judges will rarely give. It takes both overwhelming dominance of a round but also significant impact that at times cause the judge to consider that the fight could be stopped. Judges shall look for multiple impactful blows or knockdowns that diminish the fighter and/or grappling maneuvers that place the fighter in dominant situations, with impact being inflicted that visibly diminishes the fighter's ability to compete. Now, I am going to share this document with you, and I'm reading now so everybody can educate. I'm reading now so everybody can educate. This is the document, and now let me continue reading. As of 2019 unified rules, here are the fouls. Butting with the head. The head may not be used as a striking instrument in any fashion. Any use of the head as a striking instrument, whether head to head, head to body, or otherwise, is illegal. All right, these are penalties. But to read you 10-7 round. A 10-7 round in MMA is when a fighter completely overwhelms their opponent in effective striking and/or grappling and stoppage is warranted. Well, stoppage was the fucking warranted for Dan Hardy. Stoppage was warranted, man. You were very close to stoppage when you started arguing the MMA guru. A 10-7 round in MMA is a score that judges will rarely give. Of course, they are rarely going to give it, but this was so close. Everyone thinks arm triangle chokes can only happen on the ground too. Oh, that's a big mistake. You can do it in the stand-up, especially when the fighter is pressed against the cage. You can do it in the stand-up. It's harder, but it's possible. And now, let me read. It takes both overwhelming dominance of a round, but also significant impact that at times cause the judge to consider that the fight could be stopped. Well, that fight was stopped because after that, Dan Hardy erases the video. The fight could have been stopped. The fight was stopped. So, that's why this was the 10-7. Judges shall look for multiple impactful blows or knockdowns that diminish the fighter and/or grappling maneuvers that place the fighter in dominant situations with impact being inflicted that visibly diminishes the fighter's ability to compete. With impact being inflicted that visibly diminishes the fighter's ability to compete. Every single argument of MMA guru satisfies the criteria. Fouls, shots to the back of the head, no groin shots, everything, literally everything. Literally every single criterion is 10-7. And they erased the video later under the fact it's cyberbullying. Oh, really? Cyberbullying. Cyberbullying, how you say? How in earth could have been cyberbullying? This was not cyberbullying. We got used to it, man. That's normal for us. It can't be cyberbullying. We are people. We are people like you are people. I'm always telling to my fans, try the maneuver on yourself and you will see whether I'm lying or not. That's the best way. You know, anatomy. That's anatomy. Win, absolutely. It was 10-7 rounds for many reasons. close to the stoppage. It satisfies the criteria. I was reading you the rules. I can read them over and over. I will try to copy paste this text, but I don't know whether this can be one message. Hold on. Oh, it can't. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Hold on, I need to make it different. I'll try to copy paste this text for you to understand. Sorry, because I had to do like this, but you can read this. This is a paragraph. 10-7 round. The 10-7 round in MMA is when a fighter completely overwhelms their opponent in effective striking and or grappling and stoppage is warranted. Well, Guru did it. Guru absolutely did it. It was so great, man. So great thing that happened. Such a great performance by the MMA Guru back then. Every single time, whatever he said was perfectly on point. Hold on. How can I share this? I'm trying to share this. I don't know how. Yeah, MMA Guru took their souls, took Marc Goddard's, and Dan Hardy's souls. I hope Guru is going to laugh his ass off when he sees this. But man, what a victory. Great victory by the MMA Guru. What a brutal win this was. But we enjoyed every single of it. That war. I wonder who is going to be. Johnny the Greek. He also exposed Johnny the Greek. That was so funny. Did you heard Guru was on O'Malley's podcast? It's not posted yet though. Yes, I've heard something. Is it true or it's just a joke? Yeah, I'm not sure about that though. Okay. I'm not sure about that though, but I've heard of that. While O'Malley's Twitch. Uh, yes, he spoke about it yesterday. He said he wasn't that thrilled with the line of questions. What were they asking him? So if he was on the podcast, that's awesome. That is really awesome. If he spent some time on the podcast, that is pretty much awesome. That is pretty much outstanding. I'm so glad because he took part in that. That means he's growing. I don't know what could have they asked. What could have they asked him? But I assume these were some kind of rude questions. Yeah, maybe. But have you seen when he was taking some shitty comments on his business email? Well, that was funny. That was so funny. Yeah, that was super funny. I'm glad if he was on that podcast, I would really love to see that. I would definitely like to see that because the MMA guru, according to my mind, is doing an amazing job because he's a non-company person. If you are a non-company person and you have so many success, it speaks about your quality. Do you know how fucking hard it is to slip out into the world, to slip into the world of MMA as a non-company person and to try to make a difference, to try to do something big? Well, that's not an easy job. That's not an easy task. They only asked him about fights, he said. Oh, really? Only about fights. And what was he responding? I missed that stream. Do you think I could beat MMA Guru in a fight? I don't know. Non-corporate sponsored win, yeah. I don't know. I have never seen you fighting. I don't know. Guru is the Taekwondo black belt, second dan. That's what I know. But I don't know how is Guru's stand up or how is Guru's ground game. I don't know that. And I haven't seen you fighting, so I don't know. We are all beatable, right? But I've seen a video when somebody revealed the video of the MMA guru training in the gym. I was rolling out of laughing. He said they only really asked him about upcoming matchups and didn't ask about himself much. Guru was expecting them to be getting to know him a bit better. Well, of course. I'm a boxer, but I have no ground game. Well, I don't know whether Guru has ground game or not. Guru comes out of Taekwondo, so if it's only stand-up game, you would probably stand a chance. I mean, boxers are having solid chances against Taekwondo guys. If Guru is only a Taekwondo boy, I don't know. So they only ask him about the upcoming fights. Hmm. Well, I don't like that kind of a question. I'm learning ground game though. I don't have good ground game yet, but I'm learning. I have the best coach in the world for that. Coach Itzko, he is the best MMA wrestling coach. So I'm learning. I live in Serbia and I'm training at the Ahila MMA. So they only ask him about upcoming matchups. I understand he was not thrilled by the line of questions. They didn't let him talk too much. Shuga was upset Guru picked Jan over him. He was upset. Oh, really? That's funny. That's so funny, man. So you want to say that Suga is angry? Oh man, I would die to hear that. I would really die to hear that. So Suga was upset because he didn't pick him. He told them he lives in a shed as a joke, and they didn't laugh and asked for a shed reveal. So they asked for a shed reveal. So the MMA guru lives in a shed. And yeah, and as a joke, he probably told them that he is a wheelchair user. Yeah, he could have told them that too. They asked for a shed reveal. Asking for a shed reveal. That's funny, man. That is so funny. When somebody asks you for a shed reveal, that's so funny. What an epic win. What an epic slam by the MMA guru. I'm starting to love that guy more and more. He created the livest community in the whole YouTube MMA. Even O'Malley's and Bisping's community are not that live compared to his community. That's so funny, man. I mean, so many live followers, so many great things, and overall, so many great stuff that happened all around the globe. It was awesome, just awesome. I have 17 more minutes to stay alive, so please, if you want to chit chat, discuss, etc., let's rock and roll. But to be honest, I really enjoyed every single second of it. You know, his rants. Yeah, I don't know if it was a flop interview, but I'm excited to see it. Well, I'm excited to see it too. I must see it. I must take a look at it. That's a non-company win. That was a non-company win, and that's something that pretty much gave me wings. Non-sponsored victory. Yeah, Prison Mike. Non-sponsored victory. Absolutely non-sponsored. The MMA Guru has never had massive sponsors, and he has never had big people. One versus 50,000. Yeah, one versus 50,000, and he destroyed them all because he has arguments. No, about the upcoming fights, he has arguments, and when you have arguments, people are going to hate you. You know that people are going to hate you when you have arguments, and unfortunately, the MMA Guru slammed them brutally with all those arguments, and of course, they are going to hate him. You know, in general, people are scared of changes, and they hate people. They hate people who know something. I could picture looking for opportunities to be funny, but maybe not getting the reactions he wanted from Suga and Timbo. Why? Why he didn't get the reactions he wanted? What happened? No, really, what happened? When will that be released? When will that be released anyway? MMA Guru says Suga will lose. I wanna see that. What did he say?
Hey, there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me line it up, man. I do the whole sign and everything in the back.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! It's up.
It's a little bit gingery. It's copper. I
like
like
gingers.
Joe,
Well, I haven't seen it, but Guru seemed a bit disappointed afterwards.
Fucking Sunday.
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
What time is it over there? Fucking where you're at?
It's cold and dark.
What time?
1 a.m. nearly.
Oh,
nearly 1 a.m.
shit. Damn.
Guru, let's get straight to it. What do you think's gonna happen, Peter versus Shug? I think Peter's gonna destroy it.
Really?
The third round by TKO. I'm sorry. I want you to win.
What are you sorry about? Having an opinion that's wrong? It's okay.
No, I'm sorry, because I want you to be in the top way, but I feel like Piotr Jan's just a little bit not
He's
playing
5'5".
You know what I'm saying? I understand, but you're 5'9". That's all. Okay, 6'3". It does make a bit of a difference, but
so
I feel as though
Guru, you think Peter's Russian grittiness is going to get through Sugar's style, his length, and his speed, his athleticism? Peanut.
I think, Peanut. It's definitely a part of it. The Russian grittiness, the fact that he's from Siberia, he's not on war zone in the middle of the week.
If he was disappointing after that, he better not log into Topology today. Also, Sean O'Malley sounds like a valley girl. Oh, yeah.
In the first round, you're going to be too fast. I think you're probably the fastest on the roster in the first round, but I think in the second and third, he's just going to be a little bit too Siberian for you.
How many guys did he finish in 3 rounds? When's the last guy he finished in 3 rounds?
I can hardly remember. I think it was Teruto Ishihara or something like that.
8 years ago. So what do you think between training session he's doing that is just getting him more dialed from the fight? Like looking at a picture of Sean on the wall, just focused? Or what do you think the bag he's doing between those fights that's not war session?
Well, in between the fights, it doesn't really matter what he's doing. He's just existing as a Siberian. The extra advantage that he's going to have.
Man.
I think I streamed 3.
Man, this is awesome. I'm enjoying listening to this.
I tried game for about 6 hours. Should I have been training in those 6 hours, even though I had already put all my training in?
No, it's not entirely about that.
Or should I have been more Siberian?
Hold on a second, just take water.
Start sit up in Siberia and change things,
Yeah, I don't think he's in Siberia though. I think he's in Thailand in Muay Thai.
Yeah, but that's where he was bred. You know what I'm saying?
I heard he had a little ladyboy friend over there. I don't want to start rumors and shit, but I did hear he was hanging out with some ladyboys. And I wasn't supposed to, but whatever.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong. You like ladyboys? Very nice little titty, little wiener. Depends. How long you been into MMA, Guru Tits?
Thank you for adding my surname onto the end there. I've been into MMA for a long time. Very, very long time. Since I was 8, 9, 10.
Damn,
just turned 24.
24.
Hell yeah.
Who's your favorite hands-down fighter? Now or even in the last 10 years? Get most excited. Oh, shit.
Vicente Luque.
Really?
Dude, he's up there for me, too. That motherfucker is so well-rounded and just fun to watch. That good, tight, high guard.
Yeah, it's so funny, man.
Bilal Muhammad last time, every single fight he's had has been a crazy action film, pretty much.
Yeah. So you're thinking Peter. Do you think Peter drops Sean with his hands, or kicks the legs, or from the clinch? Or what are you thinking?
I think Sean's going to get tangled up throwing some stuff at Piotr Jan. I think you're going to be throwing teeps a lot. That's definitely going to be a tool that you use a lot of the time anyway, but against Jan as well. I can just see him catching something, sweeping out the rear leg, stacking up in the guard, beating up your body a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is
Smiling evilly. That type of stuff.
He's good at catching kicks like that. He is good at catching kicks like that. But like it's someone like Paiva, who had a very, very good record, a good black belt in jiu-jitsu, trains at a Team Alpha Male. He has a big record, and or even Pedro Munoz, these guys that plan on, we're going to bully this guy. This is another level of toughness that he hasn't seen yet. And then he's like,
I understand, and I actually was Team O'Malley on the whole Munoz aftermath situation.
Did you think Pedro Munoz was going to beat me, or do you think I was going to beat Pedro?
No, I've picked you in every single fight of your career up in this.
Oh man, this is so amazing.
Yeah, that's the problem.
This is so amazing.
Yeah, Piotr is definitely the best guy I fought, hands down, 100%. But
I love it though. Just like I was telling you, he's gonna come to Wayne's. He's gonna try to intimidate you. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll try to like.
I wonder if he thinks I'm scared of him, or if he thinks I'm nervous at all whatsoever. I wonder if he's like, oh, he's a big fight.
I think he maybe expects you to be a little bit smaller than you are. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say.
Hard to
Like I said.
intimidate at 5'5", I think.
Yeah, he's a mean little fucker. Well, they don't call him No Mercy for a reason. People say he's kind of like that in training too. He's just a mean little motherfucker. Tries to make people quit.
Yeah, definitely don't think it's gonna be easy.
No, but I just think as the fight goes on, it's going to get progressively worrying for an O'Malley fan. Because even in the Almeida fight that you had,
That shit was
second
easy.
round.
What do you
It
mean
was
that
an
second
easy
round?
fight.
Did you go
Second round.
Brave to tell Sean and Tim this directly to them. Tim is getting a bit defensive because it's his job to prepare Sugar.
If you go back and rewatch that fight, I watched that fight the other day. The dude didn't hit
Cleanly won.
every round, every second, every minute of that fight. I clearly won. No, it wasn't. I don't want to say it was easy.
In round two, there's opportunities where a Yan does better than an Almeida does because it's Thomas Almeida and not Piotr Jan.
Do you think it has any effect that it's in a very large cage?
Yeah, I think that benefits Sean because he's going to be moving backwards a lot more of the time. I mean, sometimes you can get like aggressive, like when you land a big shot, people back up and then you sort of like stand your ground a bit.
This is so amazing, man. I'm really enjoying.
I think Jan's going to do it. Yeah, sadly.
Who do you got? Islam versus Charles?
The Bronx, man. I've got Charles Oliveira. You've got to take the massive underdog in a fight. Like, I think it's just 50-50.
I am a massive
I'm leaning
underdog.
Oliveira. Yeah, Charles Oliveira, one of my favorite fighters. Probably the best champion on the roster right now in terms of entertainment.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm going with Bronx too. I don't know if I just want him to win so bad. Islam's a dude. When you hear Javier Mendez and Habib and Cormier and all these guys talk about how good he is, I'm like,
Man, this is
That's
outstanding.
what that group do, though. Like, that's when they
Brutally good.
commentary with DC and they start talking up all the AKA guys like, look, Rockhold, if he gets you on the ground, it's over. And then Paulo Costa just gets back up. Like, I feel like those AKA guys have a little bit of a intrinsic bias.
well, maybe.
Oh my God, so brave. Extremely brave.
Like, damn, but yeah.
But I just feel as though when you look at Makhachev's problems he's had a couple problems against Thiago Moises. Adriano Martins beat him as well. And they're both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys. And Oliveira is just a different level of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy with much better stand-up than them.
How many people has Michael Chandler been knocked out by?
Very few today.
Not many. I mean, he quit against Will Brooks. I don't want to say quit, but I think that was actually a weird one where he literally just waved off the fight. But I haven't seen him chinned by too many.
And look at Charles just fucking slept into the left hook, dude.
Beautiful left hook, long left hook.
Everyone is just so fucking confident in Islam, but then you look at the resume of people he's fought compared to Charles, it's like it's not even close.
I heard that too. Someone was like, "Yeah, but that's not Islam's fault. No one was accepting the fight. Like he's not gonna build this resume because no one's fucking wanting to fight him."
Shit.
I was like, "Damn, that's a good point too." Who do you think's the best commentator in the sport right now?
I think all of them are pretty weak, but John Anik is like the staple. Like, he holds it down for the team, I think, every time he's on the commentary.
What about
John
Yannick?
Anik? And then I think Paul Felder's underrated.
Yeah, I do like Yannick a lot. And Felder's good.
Anik just keeps it flowing too good.
Yeah, boys.
I think the commentary is actually quite biased towards you. I agree with you on that point.
You think it's biased towards me against me?
Yeah, against you. Sorry, yeah, against you. Like, I feel like if you ever look up at the clock in this fight, they're gonna have an aneurysm on the commentary screen.
Well, I think to be honest with that statement, I think I opened a lot of people's eyes because no one's ever said that. Every time anyone's ever looked at a clock in a fight, it's because of time. And I said, it's because I want to know how much time I got left because I have a certain amount of energy. So I think that really opened people's eyes, and I don't think they're gonna say that anymore. You can tell when someone's looking at it like, oh fuck. I was looking at it because I want to know how much time I got. I want to know if I should try to finish this dude. If I do crack him in the next 10 seconds, am I gonna try to finish him or am I gonna wait till the next round? So I think I opened some eyes with that, and I think DC even probably like, oh shit, that's actually kind of smart.
They also ramble a lot about leg kicks with you, which I think is not your weakness at all. I think it's like the least of your weaknesses. I think sometimes you don't pull back enough on occasion, and sometimes if a guy like Petr Yan who steps through on shots, maybe then he can catch you because he's good at cutting off angles. But I think leg kicks is like a massive misread that they have off of one Marlon Vera Ecuadorian toe to the...
Yeah, it is crazy that one thing that happened has been like, every fight. Why don't they just kick his legs?
You know when Marlon Vera lost to Aldo, Sean? Why did he not just perennial nerve kick him with his big toe?
I was wondering that. I wonder that every fucking time Marlon fights, why didn't open up with that perennial nerve kick?
It was round 4 against Cruz, and I'm like, why is he not perennial nerve kick this guy with a big toe? Like, it just seems like a cheat code. But
who do you think wins that Corey versus Cheeto if they announce it for December? Interesting matchup.
I think in a 3-rounder, Corey Sandhagen
It's awesome, man.
clearly wins.
I could listen to this for hours.
Let's say it's 5. I think they're going to probably main event a fight night or some shit.
I still think Corey, but it's going to be like a worrying moment at the end where Vera just lands that one weird shot that he always seems to land on people. But yeah, I've still got Sandhagen though. I just think people that move will give him a problem, and Sandhagen, no disrespect to Dominic Cruz, but I think Sandhagen's just like a more durable, more in his prime, more dangerous Cruz, especially with the power as well.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Last one for you, Guru. Who you got? Jake Paul, Anderson Silva.
Ooh,
And how?
That's a tough one. I actually think Jake Paul's kind of not in the mix with these other YouTube boxers. Like, you can't call him a YouTube boxer at this point. Anyone who KOs Woodley in a boxing ring isn't just some influencer boxer. But I'm gonna go with Jake Paul catching him or something like that. I think Silva's gonna be winning, and then he's gonna start doing some goofy stuff, and I can just see Jake Paul just putting something on his chin and hurting him bad.
God, see, that would be fuck.
Oh, man.
Probaj Boombox za čas o vas. Čista koža bez zaostataka. Otkri snažne cele uz Nivea preko 1 micelarnu vodu.
Man. This was a great hosting of the MMA Guru, got to say. I really enjoyed every single second of it. Yeah, when we seen the MMA Guru as a host, as a guest, it was awesome. I got Sandhagen over Cheetah too. I agree. I also have Sandhagen over Cheetah too. Also, yeah, I definitely agree. I have 1 more minute to stay, then I'll have to go sleeping. But yeah, you're right. You're right about the majority of the facts. Yeah, I also have Sandhagen over Cheeto. I think Sandhagen's angling is on a whole different level, and I think Sandhagen is going to pull that out too. Should be easy win for Sandhagen, according to my mind. Yeah, should have been very easy win for Sandhagen. Alright, guys, that would be it. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for being with me, for following this. Now I have to go, have to take some sleep. So, night.